Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
That last year, a knife or blade was used in a crime every 16 minutes somewhere in the UK. The number of incidents involving machetes has risen by over 60% in the last 3 years. That information was provided by police forces in England and Wales, and records show there were at least 2,300 victims of knife crime last year who were aged 18 or younger, and that is a rise of 45% over 3 years in England and Wales. Our special correspondent Ed Thomas and cameraman Phil Edwards and producer Noel Titheridge have produced this extended report tonight, and a warning, it does contain some explicit images.
I'm not going to run and lose my respect. I'd rather get stabbed than run. They chased him into an alleyway and I just shooting him, stab him.
Turns our lives upside down, and it's the ripple effect. It goes on and on and on.
In 5 years' time, could be in jail, I could be dead, could be the biggest drug dealer in Liverpool. You never know, do you, till it happens.
Tonight, it's Liverpool. But this story could be told in many cities. It's one of knives, fear, and wasted lives.
Starts from, selling a bit of weed, selling a bit of Class A's.
When did you start carrying knives?
12.
Can't just see what you had then. That's not a knife, that's...
Me.
But that looks a bit more than self-defence to me.
Scare tactics. The bigger the better.
This man, in his 20s, says he sells drugs and won't leave home without a knife.
Face knives, face guns. I've been shot in the leg.
Have you stabbed someone before?
Yeah.
That's really disturbing.
I'm disturbed, mate. We're all disturbed, because we're all the same. We all grow up through the same shit, and no one breaks the cycle. It's hard around here. The cycle never breaks.
And for these teenagers, this is how the cycle begins.
It happens from early, from when you go to school, you argue with other kids, and then just next thing you know, you just end up getting stabbed or something.
Getting stabbed?
Yeah.
You have to roll with blades and that around here for they get that blades and that.
Are you two rolling with blades?
Yeah.
Can we see? What is it?
Chopper.
Chop hands off dead quick and dead fast.
You do what with it?
Chop hands off dead quick and dead fast.
Do you know what would happen if the police caught you with that?
Yeah, getting nipped.
And do you know what would happen to you?
Yeah, probably go to jail.
On Merseyside, knife crime has risen by a quarter since 2012. And since then, across England and Wales, at least 7,800 victims were aged 18 and under.
I've had to stab a couple of kids because they've been chatting shit over social media about me,
or
my
about
dead friends.
people, or about our dead mates.
And what damage happened to those kids?
Yeah, sliced face.
They're scarred for life.
Yeah.
So they wake up and think, yeah, I'm not going to say that no more, because look what that caused me. And see the scar on the face.
This is completely wrong. This is unacceptable.
Karma works in both ways. I know my karma's probably going to catch up to me one day. And when it happens, it happens. I'm not going to run from it. I want to fight back.
And the pain caused isn't just physical.
I could never walk these streets right here, right now, without having flashbacks, memories of some sort. Misery, abuse, torture.
Chloe wanted to talk openly. At just 16, she was groomed by a Liverpool gang. She faced knives, guns, beatings, and sexual abuse.
One of my boyfriend at the time's friends pulled up at the car.
A gang member?
Yeah. And said, I can take you to him. So I got in, and he went into the park and proceeded to lock the doors of the car. So that at that instant I knew that I weren't going to see my supposed boyfriend. And then he proceeded to tell me to take my knickers down or I was getting it right here, right then.
What did this gang end up doing to you in your life?
I basically have to fight myself every day as a battle in my head to try and get through what I've gone through.
And the consequences of the violence echo across this city, changing lives.
You've got kids who won't go into the next street, and I mean literally the next street, because they're scared of the gangs that are around there.
Here, they work with children from the age of 5.
Move, don't stay in bro, move.
Educating kids about street violence that they believe is mostly unseen and underreported.
It doesn't even make the news no more in Liverpool, unless it's a real bad case, but we know about it. As youth workers, we get to find out all the this stuff's happening on the streets, so we know what's happening a lot more than what the stats are saying.
What those stats do tell us is that, on average, every 16 minutes, a knife or blade are used in a crime across the UK. In Liverpool, trauma nurse Rob Jackson treats the victims.
We've seen people having their hands hacked off for £70 cannabis bills.
He photographs what he sees. The results can be horrific.
We've seen people's faces hacked to bits. We've seen people who've had their guts basically split open.
His pictures are shown in schools, a warning to children who carry knives.
It takes one stab wound to kill you. It doesn't have to be a 5 or 6, stab puncture wounds. It can be down to one single wound, and that can be enough to kill somebody.
My son Joseph was stabbed at a youth centre he'd gone along to watch his friends do a band practice. My life just stopped that day. It was my firstborn child. It was my...
Joseph Lappin was 16 when he was stabbed once through the heart in 2008. He'd never been in a gang. He'd never carried a knife.
I was just starting to see glimpses of the man that he was going to become. He was just starting to mature. All that stopped the day that this lad decided to go out with a knife.
Since Joseph's death, more than 1,400 people have been stabbed and killed with a knife across England and Wales. And how many more young lives are waiting to be devastated?
It's the way it is. We failed a long time ago. Normal lives aren't meant for us. The street life's meant for us.
Merseyside police declined to be interviewed for this report, but told us knife crime was a national issue without any easy solutions. Ed Thomas, BBC News, Liverpool.
That extended report there by Ed Thomas on the marked increase in knife crime over the past 3 years.
I've been getting away with it.